Hi, I'm Kathy Brown with RunningNotes.net. In this episode of What Does This Do?, I'm going to discuss the design definition. Now, some of you may be wondering what the design definition is, or what it does, or maybe how to use it. So I'm going to show you. Here we have a custom control Yoda, and not a best practice at all. We've got a lot of carriage returns and some hard-coded text, but I wanted to show length in the custom control. So I've split it all up to make it look longer. And now I've added that custom control to the X page emperor. We can see here in the source, Yoda, the Darth, Yoda, Luke, and Yoda. It looks pretty clean and simple here in the source pane, but because of the length of the Yoda custom control, it doesn't look so clean and simple here in the design pane. You can see Yoda, then we scroll down, we can see Darth, we scroll again, we see Yoda, we scroll. The more complicated your custom control is, the more complicated and hard to read your X page might be. And while that may be necessary, it sometimes can be difficult to look at, especially if you're using dynamic content, so it's not all being served up on the browser. Your browser may look fantastic, but here in the design pane, it can be a little difficult to read. It can also affect performance. The more complicated your X page is, the more controls you've got on the X page, the more it's trying to render when it opens that X page for you. And so it can take longer and longer and longer. And that's where the design definition comes in. That's going to help you out. So here we see design definition, and it's saying enter custom XSP markup. And again, just to reiterate, that is just markup for viewing here in Domino Designer. It's not going to change how the application looks in the browser. Actually, real quickly, before we change any design definition, I'll show you what it looks like over here. Again, not best practice. It's a very ugly application, but it's an example. We see the Yoda control, Darth, Yoda again, Luke, and Yoda. So we can see it all there. That's how it should look, as ugly as it may be. And now we come here and we want to add some custom markup. So I've got a little snippet of code here. We will copy and paste in. You can see it's very complicated code. Really all it is an X page with a div that just says that it's the short version of Yoda. So that's not changing any of the content of our control. It's only the markup for the design definition. We do need to refresh and build and probably just close the Emperor page and reopen it. And now we see the short version of Yoda, Darth, Yoda, Luke. This looks the same here in our source pane. Nothing has changed there. But now we don't have to see those long versions of Yoda anymore. Now we only see the short version of Yoda. And then we pop over to our X page and refresh the page. And you'll note nothing has changed. Again, because all we changed was what we see in Designer, not what is actually generated as content. And that's pretty much it. We really just smooth things over. We make performance a little faster. We can make the page look a little cleaner and easier to read. Especially if you're rendering different pieces, it's all on the X page, more like a single page application where you've got a lot of content on the page and the page is getting bigger and bigger and more complex. The design definition will really help you out, shortening it down so that way you can open the page quicker and know what's on the page as well. And that's it for this episode of What Does This Do? The Design Definition. I'm Kathy Brown with Running Notes. Thanks for watching.